Well, good morning, class. Welcome to our third week. Man, I can't believe we've already into our third week. It seems like we literally started yesterday. Just wanted to say that I've been very impressed so far. Obviously, in week one we just talked about, just did our self introductions, and everybody did a great job with that. But I've already over the weekend I started reading through some of the discussions that the group had on the discussion forum for week two about thinking about theories and thinking about diversity in general, and I was very impressed. Again, I'll have your grades posted as soon as possible, but I was very impressed about how respectful everybody was to each other, and about how there I even saw a little bit of disagreement, but that was okay. Because everybody was respectful of other people's opinions, and really showed that you were interested and cared about each other's opinions. So I really appreciate that. And I hope to continue that throughout the semester. Well, starting today, I'm going to start trying to post a weekly video, just kind of talking a little bit in general about the material for that week, just to try to give you a couple of highlights and kind of let you know what I think is important. I think it helps studying for the exams, and it will even help in your discussion forums as well. Here for our third week in module number 3, we're going to be talking about legislation, which the reason why I think it's so important that we talk about this early on is because a lot of the laws that you're going to read about this week in chapter 3, kind of set the stage for the rest of the semester. Again, as I mentioned in the video when we first started the class, this class is about learning about diversity as it relates to organizations. And I think it would be, it wouldn't be right to not acknowledge, everything that is going on in society, with all the protests and all the demonstrations and all, we see it in professional sports, we see it in college athletics, we see it, in political debates. It's diversity and equity and inclusion is a very major part of what we're experiencing right now. And organizations are no different. Companies and nonprofits are always thinking about different ways that they can promote more diversity, equity, and inclusion aspects. And a lot of those are based in the legislation that you're going to read about. So the Civil Rights Act, pregnancy discrimination laws, laws about protecting against age and religion. All of these are critical for us to be able to kind of have a level playing field in the workplace. And as you'll see, a lot of these laws, started in the 60s and 70s and have kind of refined their way to where we are today. But even though we have these federal laws, even the states themselves are different. Some states, protect certain laws more than others. I'll use California. If you look at California, they probably have more workplace protection laws than any other state in the country. And again, that California being what it is, they just promote a lot more of these types of things. Now, and then if you go to other states, you might have less protections. Here in Missouri and Illinois, kind of where we all are, I think for the most part the states do a pretty good job of protecting our rights in the workplace. But again, everybody kind of has their own opinion on what we should protect and what we shouldn't protect. And then this could get into a discussion about do we feel like we should everybody should guarantee to have paid time off when you're pregnant, and that's a debate for another day. But I think the point is that the laws are there to try to kind of make a level playing field, but we can all have our own different opinions on whether a law is valid or not, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. What I hope that you take away is make sure you pay attention to, I don't expect you to memorize each law, but try to hit the highlights. So, for example, the Age Discrimination and Employment Act. So that age, the number that you have to hit to be able to be applicable for that law is 40. So that's really all you need to know about that law. Once I hit 40, I'm protected in the workforce because of my age. Pregnancy discrimination law, pretty straightforward. The Civil Rights Act law, what does it protect specifically? Try to keep it simple and try to just hit the highlights. I'm not, if we get to an exam, I'm not going to ask you a detailed question about the little nuanced language within these laws. I just want you to know the highlights. And if you can do that, I promise you'll make sure you learn what you need about this section. And again, if anybody, and I'm sure almost everybody in this class has had a job at some point, all these laws, and and this is why I went to law school, was I was so interested in employment law. Well, and this is what I do on a daily basis. I work with our employees here at the University of Illinois to protect them, if a manager or somebody discriminates them based on something that's illegal. So, I take it very seriously, and I've had a wonderful career out of it, and I truly enjoy doing it. But I think for each one of you, just know that, these are laws that are going to follow you for your entire career. It's important to know them, and it's important to be able to share them. So, if you have coworkers who you see are being discriminated against or being treated differently or unfairly. You can recognize it and you can talk to your HR department and they can help you with these situations. So it's very important to be able to understand these concepts. So there will be a discussion forum this week. You'll have to do just a little bit of outside research. I mean, just a little bit, not much at all. But again, this was, I've been very impressed with weeks 1 and 2, the discussions, and I expect even better this week because, again, now we can really start getting into discussions about what the laws are and how they affect each one of you. So, again, just the start of week 3. I hope each one of you had a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, please let me know. And again, I'll be on the message boards. I don't post a lot on the message boards because I'm much more interested in what you have to say. I do a post occasionally, but again, but I can assure you, I read every single post. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. And again, your grades reflect that because again, I've given a lot of high grades so far because you guys have done such a great job of explaining yourself and explaining your thoughts. And I would love to see that continue. So. Have a great week, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk soon. Thanks so much.